Now I would like to welcome our first guest, Sir Arul Sir, please. And I would like to welcome Keshav Sir to felicitate Arul Sir. Please put your hands together for Arul Sir. Arul Sir opted his passion as his career, a photojournalist. Photography was his childhood hobby and he started to play with camera since his school time. He is LLB graduate from Pune. Before starting his journey as photojournalist with the Indian Express, he worked in hospitality industry in India and abroad. He has started freelancing and got promoted as special photographer over the years in Pune office. He has covered number of political, social, cultural, sports and natural calamities and had extended hand on coverage of pandemic. He has been also pursuing his most passionate photographic project on Indian circus over 17 years. He has been traveling across the countries visiting different circuses, circus schools, circus museums and attending photo exhibitions. His work is recognized by World Circus Federation chaired by HSH Princess Stephanie of Monaco. He was invited to present his work on Indian circus in Monaco in 2013 during the most famous Monte Carlo International Circus Fest. He is an award holder of All India Military Photography Award 2019, PIIICRC, that is Press Institute and International Committee of Red Cross Award 2020, World Circus Federation Photo Contest and World Circus Day Honor in 2009 and 2014. Let us all give a warm welcome and invite Arul Sir to proceed and enlighten our young minds.
First of all, my name is Arul Horizon. I am born and brought up in Kerala, but half of my studies was in Pune. And with Express for last 23 years. I look very young, but yeah, I'm very young, but I have an experience of 23 years in journalism as a photojournalist. I think you all have come from all part of India? North, west, east, south, huh? Okay, good. So all of you can follow English? Cool, okay. So first of all, I would like to tell you, I'm not a great speaker or I'm not a lecturer. What I can tell you is, from my limited knowledge, I can tell you from my experience, or since I'm into photojournalism for 23 years, I can tell you from experience. And if at all, if any of you can't follow me, please stop me. Huh? And because there is no point just talking like that. Please stop me and we will discuss about it. And what I would like to do is, now we'll see, since it's a photojournalism, without seeing any pictures, images just going forward won't make any sense. So I'll just show you some of we'll just run through some of the images. And one more thing, I don't like to be a kind of a, it's a kind of a monologue. I mean, we will talk, we'll interact. Always you can ask questions whenever you want. And when I'll go through the images, first just 2-3 minutes. If you know what is in the screen, you can tell that. Or if you don't say also, it's fine. So 2-3 minutes, we'll just see it. Then we'll go through the nature and the scope of photojournalism. Then we will see in the limited time, I think we have 1 hour, less than an hour. So we'll see the the qualities of, essential qualities of a photojournalist. Then we'll see the scope. Then we'll see the other things. So, and if at all we have time, we will go through some other projects also. These are some of the images. You can just go through. If you know what it is, you can tell me. Okay. No response from you? Okay, I have to be here. Now we talk about photojournalism. I just run through the images. We'll talk about it later on. Uh, 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 so, how many of you really want to pursue photojournalism? Any of you? As photojournalism, you may be from different streams. Okay, okay, good. But others also probably might. Whatever I am saying, it may help, even in journalism. So, what is photojournalism? First of all, any idea what is photojournalism? Okay, photojournalism is just two words: photo and journalism. What is journalism means? Alright, talk now. Okay. Anyhow, journalism means it's not telling stories. So, photojournalism is telling stories through images, or with an image, or with a number of images. That is photojournalism. It's a very simple thing. And photojournalism is the photographs are it's an universal language. Even for a journalist, I mean, if you write something, it's not necessary that the whole world understands. But a picture can be understood by anybody. There is no language barrier, nothing. So, photojournalism is telling stories using the images. Or a series of images. Okay. We are talking about now we are in 21st century. And in the 21st century, the role of a photojournalist, actually it's not defined. Because most of the photographs, all the visuals are not broken by a photographer, or a journalist, a proper journalist, because everyone got the cameras nowadays, the phone, very powerful tool, and there are challenges, but there are advantages also because of that. And so, 21st century role of a photojournalist yet to be defined. So, what is the nature of the industry? I mean, I'm mostly talking about photojournalism, because photojournalism has also evolved over the years, over the period of time. Like, what are the other three pillars? Okay, judiciary, legislature, then executive. Executive. So the fourth one is the media, and so media is very powerful. And actually, it's photojournalism. It's all with the play of the images. And what is an image? Image could be of an event. That could be an incident, or just a subject, whatever it is. These images are not just the images, as she rightly said at the first. In photojournalism, the images are not just clicked; it's made. There are a lot of process, and it won't come into you in an overnight time. It takes time. With the experience, it all comes. But the first it's made here, or it's from here, it's made here, then it executed. So it's been made, not just clicked. And sometimes it takes a lot of research and studies before the images are being made, because if you don't have, we can say north, east, west, south, whatever it is, but anything new is news, and the news happens. And normally a photojournalist is always chasing the news. Chasing the news means, irrespective of the time, irrespective of the place, you have to chase for it, because it won't come to you. You have to go after the news. In a newspaper, it's newspaper or any media industry, it's very demanding that whether something is there or not, you have to produce. You have to create. You have to produce the images. So, there is an option. You can chase the news, or be at one place like any other profession, It's up to you. But it all decides what you are going to do, decides your future in photojournalism. There are choices. So as I told you, the news is like, getting a news image is like be at the right time, at the right place. Not only that, but with the right inputs. So for that, you need a lot of qualities, essential qualities. And these qualities are essential, but at the same time, it's all, I told you earlier, it's all up to you. How you want to excel in it. You want to be just a normal photojournalist, or you want to excel in it. So I'll tell you the qualities. But before that, what is the scope of photojournalism or photojournalists? Do you think any scope in this era, in this age of digital media? Do you think any scope for photojournalists? Would like to answer? Any of you answer? Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. The photojournalist, if you want to be a photojournalist, you have to communicate. Yes, please. You want to? Okay, I'll tell you now. See, it's like energy. I mean, photojournalism is always there. It has been there, it is there, it will be there. But the form may change. The way you do the photojournalism may change. But the photojournalism will be there. And because it's all started, during the old days, it was like the black and white photography. It all started, I would like to tell you the history and all. It all started like Second World War, and it had come to this age now. But I started, it was a black and white time. Then there was a transition between black and white to color. Then color to, that time it was like, we used to go to the labs, or we used to develop the films. We are keeping the deadlines are very difficult. After 8 o'clock, there is no labs open that time. From that, we have come to a digital era. So when we moved to digital, we thought it would be easier, but it made more complicated. The technology makes you complicate and everything. And then move to now, it's a very, it's a Wi-Fi. A lot of technology have come. But a good photojournalist has to cope up with all this, all the changes. You have to accept the changes. You have to cope up with that. Otherwise, no way you can sustain. So what are the scope of photojournalism? You can get into print medias, like newspapers, magazines, or something like that, or like web medias, like web portals. Nowadays, a lot of web medias there. Web portals are there. Then social media platforms, and you know that you know more than me. I think all these things you are into that kind of things, and you can do a lot of projects, short-term projects, long-term projects. There are a lot of opportunities, but you have to find it. And what the photojournalism can give you is like there are a lot of rewards, awards, recognitions. So now we come to the qualities of photojournalists. Whatever you see in the screen, it's just for a reference. You don't need to take it down because these are the normal stuffs. If you want, you can take it down. So what is the main quality of a photojournalist? Or who can be a photojournalist? What are the main qualities? Okay. Any of you want to say that? Answer? Not again.
You should have a sense for news.
Okay. That is news sense. Cool. Very good. What else?
Skills of photographer.
Okay. Cool. You're coming up. Good. Then? Vision. Okay. Good. What else?
Knowing the story so that they can protect it.
You mean the knowledge? Okay. What else? Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Very brief. Huh? First of all, I think it's willingness. Willingness to the will. Because I told you, photojournalism, the news happens, it's not in our control. It happens anywhere, it can happen anywhere, and we have to be there at that time, irrespective of time or venue or the place. It could be, the time could be midnight, maybe our personal times or family time or whatever it is. And it could be far away, nearby, but if you want to cover it, you have to be there. The first of all, it says in army there is a saying. It's called army is not a profession. It's a way of life. You heard it, any of you? The photojournalism is also same like that. It's a way of life. And if you want to sustain, if you want to excel in, you have to follow that. So willingness to the will, because inside we may want to do a lot of things. That is our will. We want to do a lot of things. We want to suppose he's shooting. He's shooting from there. So he can choose many angles from there, here, that angle. He got a will, but will he execute it? And unless we try it out, we will not know what result comes. So whatever the will we have, whatever we think, at least 50-60% if we execute, we'll be successful. So that is the willingness. That is most important in photojournalism, that is willingness. That all the other technical things, technical knowledge, all the mechanism, that's okay. You need it, you can excel in it, but this is the intention is main thing. That is the willingness. I follow it. All successful people have followed that thing. Whatever you have, you should be willing to go to the place and clicking the picture, making the images. The second, I think the communication, or you can call it networking or making sources. This is another very important aspect or the quality of a photojournalist. How it helps? Any idea? Communication? Because journalism, it's all about communication. You have to communicate to the subject, everywhere you have to communicate. And how do you communicate? There are language barriers, there are lot of things involved. How do you communicate? Do you really think the language is necessary for a communication? How many languages you have or you know to communicate? 6 languages. Oh, very good. You are also like me. Maybe I can talk in 10 languages. I can communicate, not talk. I can communicate in 10-15 languages. Okay. See, the communication is not just the language. It's like the way you communicate. Sometimes I communicate with people with drawings. Action is always there, you know that. And see, it's an art. Communication is an art. If you don't communicate, you don't know what are you going to click, what are you going to make. You have to communicate with the subject, with the people. And normally when the incident happens, an accident or calamities, what happens, you don't get much time. Within the limited time, you have to make pictures, you have to make, you have to get maximum details. For that you have to talk. When communicate, you will come to know what is happening and what you have to do next. All come in the communication part. So that is very important. So you understand my point, huh? And networking. You have to be connected with people. You have to connect it with the community. You have to connect it with the society. You have to connect it with the officials, cops, politicians, even goons. I don't mean that you have to be in a close relation with goons and all, but you have to communicate with the people, whoever they are, the prostitutes, or you call the sex workers. What? See, you have to work in different areas. You get to work in all walks of life. The people with all walks of life. So communication is very important. Unless you communicate, sometimes the people think that only the writers, the journalists, they need to communicate, they need to talk, and others are just a photographer, just go and click. It doesn't work in that way. And whatever the skills you have, it's fine. If you don't have, acquire it. You enhance your skills. Whatever the qualities of what I'm talking about, because no one is born with, I don't believe in that inbuilt, inborn talent and all. I don't believe in that, because sab kuch hai, I mean, if he has everything, but if he doesn't do anything, what's the use of it? But whoever wants to do something, they will, whatever they don't have, they will acquire it, they will enhance their knowledge, they will be successful. And success also, there are a lot of degree of success. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. And the knowledge. Whatever I'm talking is that I felt it's very necessary. Knowledge also very necessary. Knowledge about your subject, first of all. Subject. The law of the land, or if you do food photography, knowledge about the food. I'm from hotel industry, hospitality industry. I know it helped me a lot while shooting, because in media industry or in a newspaper, you have to shoot a variety of a range of subjects, be it food, sports, news, a lot of stuff. And whatever the knowledge you have, it helps to enhance your work. Suppose we know the the law, then you know how to do the things. Then you have knowledge about fashion, or you have knowledge about whatever happening. I mean, and you have to be updated always. You should read. You should have the reading habits. How the knowledge comes? Yeah, nowadays you get it through internet. There is no doubt in it. But you should be updated always. You know what is happening in the other side of the world, because then only you will know. If you see something here, how do you connect this with that? So you should be updated. The world is, whatever knowledge you can get it. It helps, and it's very thrilling life. The photojournalist life, there are a lot of risks involved, I tell you, but the life you enjoy as a photojournalist, no one can enjoy in the world. Be it travel, be it acquiring new knowledge every day, or you are exposed to the world, the whole world. There is no limitation. And media laws. Nowadays it's very important. You should be aware about the media laws. And a photojournalist, what are your limits, or what are your scope? Because when you go to the work, there will be a lot of restrictions. Be it a cop or anyone can stop you. But you should know what are your duties, or how far you can go, or where you should stop. See, there are a lot of restricted areas, defense areas, there are a lot of other official secrets. So you should be aware of it. Then skill, you rightfully said, skill. Is skill important? Yeah? Yeah. Why the skill is important? Okay, I'll tell you one example. Nowadays, we all are using mobile phones, and we have very, very good phones nowadays. This is a 13 Pro Max. Pictures are amazing. Most of the circumstances, we get good pictures out of it. Why the skill is important? This can, see, we as a journalist, whoever do journalism, photojournalism, they have to work in different various environmental circumstances. Could be it a flood, maybe a landslide, or riots, could be anything, or in night, low lights. A normal photographer, a normal cameraman, what does he do? He doesn't know much skill. He doesn't have any much skill. He doesn't have much knowledge. So he put in auto, he worked in the auto mode. There are a lot of limitation on it. But a skilled person, he can survive in all these circumstances. So skill also very important. So again, first of all, I said, these qualities, without these qualities also you can work. But it will be, whatever the knowledge you have, whatever the skills you have, it helps. And another one, an eye for detail. I think she said it's a new sense. Photojournalism, that is one of the most important thing, an eye for detail. Because it's the task of a photojournalist, it's like getting something unusual out of usual thing. And for that you should be a good observer, the observation, and always look for some new stuffs. Because I told you earlier, when you have events happening, when you have something happening, it's okay. By default you get picture. But there also, if you use the sense, if you look for something unusual, you get good stuffs. You will get memorable. I mean, it's like you will get the pictures like forever. But you have to look for it always. But when nothing is there, what do? Take one day you take, second, do 2 days, 3 days, a week, you do. But after that, you have to go, you have to observe, you have to go, you have to look for stuffs. And you have to get human interest images. I tell you, in my life, my photography life, photojournalism life, I got most of my good images during this time, when nothing was there. Because the pictures, you can get images anywhere, whether it is a small event or a big event. You don't know what the universe it's giving you. You can get it anywhere. For that you have to be there. So the new sense is very important. You have to have an eye for detail. And another one which I find it very not essential, but again it's important, it's act when others react. You getting my point? Act when others react. What does it mean? See, something happens, we all react. We all react. We are all part of that process. But a good photojournalist, he always acts when others react. And he normally, he or she won't be the part of that reaction process. And many times, this quality or this element can lead, it claimed many photographers' life also. Because they don't care any other thing. They're just into getting this. But you have to be the presence of mind is very important while doing it. And it all comes, not in an overnight. I mean, it comes through experience. Over the period of time, you'll get it, and it will be a second nature. It's like, and after a period of time, you will not even know that you are doing it. Suppose one example, something happens. Suppose a blast happening. So what will be the first thing? People will run away. So if a photojournalist is also part of that group, what will happen? He will lose all the images. It doesn't mean he has to risk his life and get into trouble. It's not like that. You have to be trained in such a way, you have to look for your safety, at the same time you are covering that reactions. And there you can get a lot of You can make magic, you can create magic. So that would be amazing. Suppose something happened, the reaction will be different. Probably some people close their ears. There will be a commotion. And you have to search news images out of it, while keeping your safety in your mind. Am I scaring you? No? Okay. Cool. Then equipment or technology. This all come in the knowledge and skill. This I just put it, equipment and technology. Is it important? Equipment? How? Photo to aata hai? I mean the picture, however you click, the picture is come finally with the picture or image or visual, whatever it is. And I'm talking, these are like old school. Nowadays there is no difference between like picture or image or visuals or text, because it's a medium we are working in. Like it's a mixture of everything. You have to shoot images, you have to shoot visuals, videos, then podcast the sound, then you have to put text, you have to write, and all this have to be uploaded in the during live, real time, because after that there is no value for this. I told you, nowadays most of the images or visuals are broken by normal people, not the photojournalists. But wherever you are, whatever you do, it has to be on air, real time. So after some time there is no value for it. Okay, so equipment and technology, it comes here. You have to adapt all the technologies, whatever the possible technology you have. You shouldn't be stubborn, because I've seen a lot of photojournalists from all time. They say that we have done this, we have done that, we have used the analog, the black and white cameras, this camera, so we know. It's nothing like that. You have to adopt the technology. And equipment also, whatever the good equipment, whatever the modern and good equipment you have, it helps in enhancing the quality of the work. Okay, then next we comes to the true image. What is a true image? We can make many kind of images. What is true image? The true image is like, see, we can create an image also. When we do a picture, you can include a lot of elements, you can avoid a lot of elements. But in photojournalism, when you do something, you shouldn't lose the essence of the picture or the subject. And the picture, it shouldn't be a cooked up one. The stories you know that there are a lot of can cook the stories. They can make the stories. It could be far away from the truth. In picture also you can show that. And many times you have to be very sensitive. You have to be very sensible. Because many times you may see a lot of things which can affect the harmony of the society, communal harmony, or the harmony of society. And when you do a photojournalism, you have to keep in mind, it's not just you, not just me, but a whole society is affected with my work. So you can use it for two things. You can use it for the betterment of the society, or you can make it worse also. That time, when you on the field, that's your duty. That's a photojournalist's duty to cover it and get the images or visuals. But at the same time, he's bound to with some responsibilities also. Responsibility towards the society or towards himself. The freedom is with you. I mean, the choice is yours. And it's called, in another way, we can call it ethics. where all you can shoot, what all you can shoot. Oh, you can shoot, but what all you release. Because once it's gone, it's like it's gone. It's not in your hand then. But it doesn't mean to cover up the truth. Okay, have any doubt? Any of this? Are you all with me? Cool. Then, keep your eyes, ears, and heart open. What does it mean? Keep your ears, eyes, and heart open. Okay, ears and eyes we can understand. What is heart? Or you call it your dil, whatever. I'll tell you. See, we all have limitations. We all have limitations. In knowledge, skill, or whatever, we all have limitations. But there are more people skilled than us, more knowledge than us, or than me, or they are there outside. Just collaborate. That means don't have a feel that I am 23 years in this industry, I am the bap, and you don't need to teach me and all, you don't need to tell me anything. Boss, what is the heart open means? You have to be open for any ideas or any inputs people give. Could be a small kid, could be a person from the street, could be a well-learned person, but take the inputs from them. Could be helpful, could be not, could be nonsense many of the times. But open your heart, open for that. So it helps you. It helps you do magic. I'll tell you one example. Once I was shooting in MG Road. That is some 16 years ago. That is film and all. So I had a wide lens, tele lens and all. That time the 16mm wide lens have come that time. That is. So I was just shooting one of this, and one street guy, vendor, he was making this bubbles. It's called the Ceylon, Sri Lankan bubble, Ceylon bubble, something like that. That he make the bubbles and he stick one bubble to another one. It makes a cluster of bubbles, and it was in the MG Road. So I was just shooting. He's making it. I was just taking pictures and all. Then I was almost done. I thought, okay, I got a picture. I almost done. But then one of the street kid, he was saying, uncle, see, uske andar wo photo dikh raha hai. Then I looked at it. Then I saw. Sorry, hi. Can I? Okay. Then I saw the reflection of the buildings and the MG Road, it's on this bubble. Then I changed the lens with the tele lens. I shot the close-up of the bubble. It was the page one picture next day, and it's been discussed in many edit rooms of the other newspapers. So it's all like, always you have to be open. You have to keep open your heart. And you can get information, inputs from anywhere. And another thing is like, you have to keep the deadlines. This is also very important, because in the media industry, journalism, when you work, you have to keep the deadlines, because deadline will not wait for you. If you miss the deadline, you will miss the pictures. Whatever the valuable pictures you have, whatever the good pictures you have, doesn't make any sense if you don't keep the deadlines. And earlier it was like one deadline for the print, but nowadays it's in real time. I told you earlier. Okay? And there are a lot of other qualities with that, but I am not talking about it. Vision, what do you call that, sense. I mean, you talk a lot of things. Whatever the qualities you have, whatever the knowledge you have, it enhances your work. So, I think it was helpful. Okay? Okay. How long we have?
If you allow, if anyone has questions, then can address questions.
Yeah, questions. Before that, I'll tell you something. In photojournalism, there are some departments, some various departments like news photos, features, sports. A lot of organizations have their dedicated photographers for all these things. In news, maybe there are a lot of things, sport news, daily life. You know what is sport news? Sport news, it happens anywhere. It is just happens. But other news are like planned news. We can plan it, some big events. So we can plan for it. We can, you know, what are the equipments we should carry for it, you know, we can plan for it. So, and feature, then sports, you know, I don't need to tell you about the sports and all, okay. We have 10 minutes? Okay. Okay. I told you some time ago, you can, you know, the scope of photojournalism, apart from getting into any, what you call the print media or any other media, there are a lot of things you can do is the projects, photo projects. That could be the long-term projects or the short-term projects. You know, what are these projects? So this is the big advantage, only the photojournalist can do, or whoever wants to pursue photojournalism, they can do it. Could be any subject of your interest, not the subject's interest, because there are a lot of things interesting in the world, but if you want to pursue for a long time, it could be of your interest. So like that, I have pursued one subject, still doing that subject, that is Indian circus. I think if I don't tell you about that, it will be injustice. Can I show you some pictures? Huh? That one. This is one of my projects. Rather my passion in photojournalism. I have been covering this. I have been pursuing this, or following this circus for last 18 years, 17, 18 years. I'll just show you the pictures first, and we'll talk about it. And now you can also talk. What it is? What is it? Any idea? It's a wedding in circus. All three brides getting ready for their wedding. You see the ambience, they see the surroundings and all. They had an Indian style wedding at what you call in Deccan, Rambo Circus. That is a circus where I shot most of my pictures, probably 60% of the pictures. Otherwise, I have traveled almost all the circuses in India, circus schools, and abroad. And I have traveled with many other foreign circuses. I've been to the festivals, I've been to the museums, circus museums. And this, he's a clown, he's of 70 years, 66 years. His name is Manohar. He's no more now. But what all you can make out from the picture? What can you make out from the picture out of this? Asthma. Yeah. Yeah. And he's taking a nap. Okay. Yeah, makeup, because it's in between the shows. See, he's 64 years, still he's in circus. As I told you, you know, you should have all the inputs when you do the things, because I know all his history, all this, what all happens in circus, and about him, and whatever the pictures I show you, I know a lot of details about it. And this person, he actually retired from circus. He went back home, but his family didn't accept him. So after some time, he felt circus is better for him. And from outside, we have a lot of perception about circus. From outside, circus is like that, but it's not like that. It's the most disciplined thing in circus. Most of the circuses are, and they don't never let the people go. If they want to stay, even if they don't perform, they'll let them stay here. So I have a lot of examples like that. So he died in Pune, in Pimbiri. I was there also that time. These are the happy pictures. How is this image? Can you see this image? Yeah. How it's shot? Any idea? Or you feel that it's just a normal image? Huh? Ah. So, okay. This picture, as I told you earlier, you may have will, you may think that I have to shoot the pictures from this side, from that angle. But when you go and really execute your ideas, that makes sense. This picture I shot from 60 feet above, from the trapeze stand. I am shooting along with the people, with the artists. And there are a lot of challenges while shooting it. I'll go fast now. Circle of life. These are the unsung heroes. Have you ever seen these people in the circus? How many of you have watched circus so far? Oh, you. Okay, cool. Yes, okay. Any of you? The real circus? Not in the. Oh, cool, cool. That's good, good, good. Have you ever seen these people? But they are the unsung heroes. They control the show. This is ice skating. See that? See when you go to certain, certain angles, you see their eyes. They are not bothered about me. See their eyes. See the expressions. For me, it's just capturing them. For them, it's a play between. It's a game between life and death. Give me 2 minutes to explain this picture. See this picture? His name is Kumar Lama. He's from Nepal. Now you see him doing his makeup. The story is, I call it, the caption is like fallen angel. That is the headline, the caption for this picture. Once he was a big time trapeze artist. He used to do a lot of trapeze acts. But he fell down once, he broke his back. He was admitted to the hospital. In the hospital also, the doctor, he asked the first question, "Doctor, can I marry?" But after 15, 16 years, he got married. So I was with him all the time. Now he does all the acts again. But for 14, 15 years, he has been just a clown. And this picture, this is one clown and two clowns, one Gidu, kya bolte hai, Doff, another guy, they're waiting for another clown, another joker to complete the game. And this picture also won an award for me in 2009 from Monte Carlo Circus Festival. This is how the unmarried or the single girls, they live in circus, the dorms. How is this picture? It's very interesting. Cool. This is how they erect the tent. But now the technology have changed. This is after the wedding. Have you seen the three brides earlier? Three brides. So this is one of the bride. I mean, they are celebrating their first wedding anniversary. They are from Nepal. This is how the circus set up the tent scene. But nowadays there are no big grounds, huge grounds, so it has shrinked. Okay, this is one of my favorite picture. They are one of the UK couple, Rose and I forgot the girl's name. This picture is like, it happens in Pune, Deccan. They are going for their show. The first show after their Indian style wedding, within couple of hours, within less than 2 hours time, after their wedding, they are going for their first show. So the caption was like, "Show must go on." And we all were there for the wedding. We all photographers, all the media were there for the wedding. We clicked a lot of pictures, but I went back. So you always have to look for unusual images, or the images, or probably a one single image. Probably you need a caption for it, but it's worth. I think. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, any of you, and we need a lot of time to explain a lot of things. If any would like to ask anything, I think you all are like, you know more than I do. You want to ask anything? No. Cool. Done? Thank you, and thank you, TMV, for giving this opportunity. This is my second time here. I hope it helps you. And whatever you want to do, break all the rules. I'm sorry, Burger is here. It's not that rules. Whatever you learn, break all the rules and do something new. Okay? It helps you. It helps you, and you'll be successful.